Hello friends, today we are going to discuss a problem from H.C. Verma Physics Part 1, Chapter 9, question number 55. I have particularly chosen this question because it involves a lot of principles of physics. It needs us to understand the principle of conservation of linear momentum, the principle of work and energy, circular motion, as well as the principle of motion of a projectile. That is why I have chosen this sum so that we can clearly understand all these principles here. Let me define the problem for you. Problem number 55, chapter number 9, H.C. Verma. There is a ramp like this. It is a frictionless surface on the top. It is fixed at the bottom. The ramp is not free to move. And on the other end, it is in the form of a semicircle. There is a semicircular cushion at the other end. The radius of this semicircular cushion R is given as 0.2. The radius of the semicircular portion is given as 0.2. There is a block of mass 490 gram resting on this frictionless surface. It is a smooth surface on the top. And there is a bullet of mass 10 gram hits the block with a speed 50√7 meter per second and gets embedded inside the block. So after the bullet gets embedded inside the block, the bullet and the block move together as a system. So you can see this is an example of a perfectly plastic impact where both the bodies move together after the impact. So in part 1, we will try to find the velocity of bullet plus block together as the bullet gets embedded inside. I am going to use the principle of conservation of linear momentum. Momentum before collision equals momentum after collision. So initial mass before collision of the bullet was 10 into its speed was 50√7. After the collision, together 10 gram and 490 gram is the total mass, and let V be the final velocity of the system. If you calculate it, you will have 500√7 is 500 V. Both of them are in gram. This is also gram and this is also gram. No need to convert into kilogram, and I will get the velocity of the system as √7 meter per second. Let us do it quickly. Initially, mass of the bullet into initial velocity of the bullet is after the collision, mass of the bullet plus block together into velocity of block. And this gives me the value of V as √7 meter per second. Let me write it here separately. That the velocity is √7. Now, for the sake of simplification, let me take this block system as a dot. After the system comes here, it will start traveling along the semicircle, and at a particular point, it will lose contact with the semicircle. Of course, it cannot happen below halfway mark, because here up to these points, there is always a support of the bottom. But suppose the system comes here, at this point, the system is going to lose contact with the semicircular portion. So let me draw the free body diagram of this system. The weight mg is acting vertically downwards. Let us assume that the system loses contact at a height h above the center. Then there is one more force acting, which is a normal reaction. As the normal reaction is always perpendicular, it will pass through the center, and this will be the normal reaction N on the body. let me take this angle as theta. You can see the component of weight mg acting towards the center, that is this one, is given by mg cos theta, and the normal reaction acting away is given by n. So the net centripetal force required for the circular motion, which is towards the center, will be given by mg into cos theta minus n, and this will be equal to mv square upon r. Let me take the velocity here as v1. This velocity here, let me take this as v1. In the problem, they are asking us, when will this system lose contact with the circular part, semicircular part, and after losing contact, where will it strike the horizontal ramp? Let us first try to find out the value of height h above the center at which the system will lose contact. When the system loses contact, there is no normal reaction. The normal reaction exists only till the two surfaces are in contact. The moment contact is gone, normal reaction is gone, that is, it has become 0. So if I put n is equal to 0 here, what do I get? It's mg cos theta, it's m into v1 square upon r. Look at the geometry of this triangle. Let me draw it on a larger scale. This is the height h, this is theta, and this is the radius. What is cos theta? It is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So let me substitute cos theta as h upon r here. M and m will cancel, and I will get g cos theta, which is h upon r, is v1 square upon r. R and r will cancel, and I will get one more result here, that is v1 square is g into h. This is another result that I obtained by using the concepts of circular motion. The next part is to find the value of h, and for that I am going to need the principle of conservation of energy. Let us look at 2 points of reference. Point number 1 is here, when the block is just about to climb the semicircle. And point number 2 is where it loses contact. I am going to use this as the datum, so that potential energy here is going to be taken as 0. So the total energy at point 1 must be equal to total energy at point 2, as there is no friction, no energy is lost in overcoming the friction. So the total energy at point 2 is half into m into v1 square, which is the kinetic energy, plus m into g into what is the difference of height between point 1 and 2? This much is r plus h. And this is equal to the potential energy at this point, which is 0, plus kinetic energy at point number 1, that is half into m into v square, where v we are already obtained as √7. Now, let me cancel m everywhere. Let me put v1 square as gh in this expression. I will get half gh, m is already gone, g into r plus h, m is gone, and as v is √7, v square will be 7 upon 2. So this gives me gh upon 2 plus g, the value of r is given to us as 0.2, plus h is equal to 7 upon 2, that is 3.5. Let me take g as 10, so that 10 upon 2 into h plus 10 into 0.2 plus 10h is 3.5. That gives me 5h plus 10h, that is 15h. 10 into 0.2 is 2, equal to 3.5. That gives me 15h as 3.5 minus 2, which is 1.5. And and that gives me the value of h as 0.1 meter. So I have obtained the value of h as 0.1 meter. Let me also get the value of cos theta. Cos theta, as you know, is adjacent side upon hypotenuse, is 0.1 upon 0.2, which is half. As cos theta is half, it gives me theta as 60 degree. So now let me compile all the results that we have obtained so far. Let us forget about this root 7, its job is already done. So now the two parameters that I am going to need for my further discussion is this height h, which is 0.1 meter, and I have also obtained the value of theta as 60 degree. Is that correct? I have also obtained the value of V1 in terms of V. So let us find the value of V1 in terms of V, which is, you can refer back, is G into H, and that is 10 into 0.1, and that gives me the value of V1 square as 1 meter per second, and that gives me V1 as 1 meter per second. So I have got the height 0.1 meter, angle theta as 60 degree, and V1 as 1 meter per second at this point as the contact is lost. The next part is a purely projectile motion, and for which I am going to use the equation of trajectory. Let us redraw this figure over here. Let us note these points here. H as 0.1 meter, theta as 60 degree, and the initial velocity V1 is 1 meter per second. Now let us try to understand the concept of projectile motion. At this particular point, there is a tangential velocity which is 1 meter per second. Let us see the angle that this is going to make with the horizontal, as this angle is 60 degree, this angle is 30 because total is 90, and again it is a right angle, so this angle again will be 60 degree. According to the parameters of projectile, now let me redefine the terms. Let us take the initial velocity as u0, which is 1 meter per second. The initial angle of projection that the body makes with the horizontal is 60 degree. And what is this total height from the reference level? From here to here, this is 0.2, and this height we already obtained as 0.1. So we have got this height as 0.3 meter. Now I am ready to use the equation of projectile. Please remember, when you use the equation of trajectory, the point from which the body is projected must always be chosen as origin of our frame of reference. So this is our origin. As the projectile travels here, it is going to fall down like this. Obviously, when it hits the ground, with respect to this as origin, the y coordinate, since it is below origin, is going to be minus 0.3. X coordinate is what which we are supposed to find out. The horizontal distance where this particular block is going to hit the ramp on the horizontal surface. So let me use the equation of trajectory. Y is equal to x tan theta minus half gx square upon u0 square cos square theta. Let me put up the values here. Y is minus 0.3, x I do not know. This is tan 60. Let me take g as 10. 10 upon 2 is 5x square. u0 is 1, so u0 square is 1. And since theta is 60, this is cos square 60. This is a quadratic equation which I will need to solve. So let me solve this equation here. I will get minus 0.3 tan 60 is root 3, which is root 3x minus 5x squared upon cos 60 is half, cos square 60 will be 1 by 4. That gives me minus 0.3 equal to root 3x minus 20x square. Let me rearrange the terms and I get 20x square minus root 3x minus 0.3 equals 0. I have to solve this quadratic equation to get the value of x. So I will use the basic formula minus b. If you consider this as a, b and c, it is minus b, which is root 3 plus or minus under root of b square, which is 3, minus 4ac, which is 4 into 20 into minus 0.3 upon 2a, that is 2 into 20, which gives me root 3 plus or minus 3, this minus minus will become plus. You can see this calculation, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24 upon 40. This is the value of x. Let me solve this further. And what I get is x is root 3 plus or minus root 27 upon 40. That is root 3 plus or minus 3 root 3 upon 40. Of course, it cannot be negative, so we can omit the minus sign here. So, which gives me root 3 plus 3 root 3 upon 40. That is 4 root 3 upon 40, which is root 3 upon 10. As root 3 is 1.732 upon 10, gives me the answer as 0.1732. Please note, this is the horizontal distance measured from this. So from this particular point, it is going to cover a distance of 1.732 meters. Now, please look at this portion. It is very small, but I need you to understand this. What distance we have obtained is from here to here. The total distance, if we measure from this particular point, we need to find a small portion. This small portion is the radius r. This is the radius r, which is 0.2. And then we need to find this small portion. So look at this triangle here. This particular portion is r sine 30. And from here to here, it is r. So the small portion will be r minus r sine 30. As r is 0.2, it is 0.2 minus, sorry, it is not 30, the angle is 60 degree, r sine 60. 0.2 minus 0.2 into sine 60 is 0.866. That is 0.2 into 1 minus 0.866, which is 0.2 into, let me do a calculation here. Into 0.2 will give me 0.0268. So if you measure the distance from this particular point, it is this plus x. Let me elaborate the point for you if we need this. Let me elaborate it with a much bigger diagram. We have started our projectile from here. This is the coordinate system. This is our x coordinate. The distance we obtained between, say, points A and B was 0.1732. But we also have calculated this distance. This distance from here to here, PQ is R. And if you redraw the triangle here, this angle is 60 and this is R. So let me take this point as M and this is R sine 60. So the distance QM is R minus R sine 60, which we have computed as 0.2 into 1 minus 0.866, which is 0.0268. So what is the total distance from, say, Q dash to B? This is what we are supposed to find. So the distance from Q dash to B is Q dash A, which we have computed as 0.0268, plus from A to B, which we have computed as 0.1732. I cannot add horizontally. 8 plus 2 is 10, carry off 1, plus 2. You get the answer as 0.2. It means after the projectile gets fired from here, it hits it exactly at the point where the semicircular portion begins. We have computed the distance from here to here as 0.2, and that is our final answer. This is the point where this particular block, after losing contact, will hit the horizontal portion. And the answer, the final answer, is 0.2 meters from Q. That is where just the semicircular portion of the ramp begins. Thank you very much.